welcome back. Cheers. So today I am going to focus on, I think, just the little bit of research that I've done on the trees of my area. So I take morning walks every day with my dog Charlie, and coming from New York, it has been a real luxury to just walk out every morning and have this expansive sky and trees and just the space, and it's been wonderful. And so I wanted to become more familiar with what was actually growing and living in my area. So I did a little bit of research on some of the types of trees, and I also collected a few books. Some of them are children's books and some are adult reads. So I will share some of the books and then just show you how I interpret that research and do a little bit of sketching. I've done a little bit already, and I'm just going to take some of those sketches and then maybe start to work a little bit more abstractly. So let's get started. So I started off this journaling session by going back to a list I had researched and created on the trees of my area here in Durham, North Carolina. So I just used some acrylic ink and a small brush to write down, basically list the trees that I had researched and some of the ones that I had noticed on my walks, and then also any noticings from my walks and any observations. So here is a book called The Tree Book for Kids and Their Grown-Ups. I love children's illustrated books, especially nonfiction ones. They're just a great start when you're researching any topic. And it includes things like how leaves change color, what comes first, flowers or the fruit, the parts of a tree, the leaves, the fruit, the seed pods. And I was very interested in one particular tree, the sweet gum tree, because I had never seen sweet gum balls before. And I brought one home and I was intrigued, so I had done a little research. And I thought, they're all over the place around here. So I wanted to know what this tree was, and it's what I decided to research and what I've decided to kind of look at and draw. Okay, so yesterday, or the last video, I was doing a few sketches from some things I had collected on my walks and from looking out the window. So today I just wanted to do a little bit of sketching from a resource. So I have this tree book, the Tree Book for Kids and Their Grown-Ups. When I was a teacher, my teaching partner said that the best way to learn about any new topic is to get children's books, and I agree wholeheartedly. So here is one of those sweet gum balls, like the one that I had found on my walk. So I was interested in trying to draw a sweet gum tree. So I will show you my first attempt at that in this winter journal. So don't mind that. So this was my first attempt. Clearly not the best illustration, but it was my first attempt. It's a little bit wonky, and these stems are a little bit too thick and wide, but I kind of got the shape, right? So I'm just kind of feeling out the shape. And then what I decided to do was then trace this, just to kind of compare and see what was going on there. And so obviously these branches are a lot thinner, and there's a lot more of them. They're not all the same size. So I just did a quick one using a piece of tracing paper. And it's okay to trace when you're learning. I'm not drawing this to say that, I'm not tracing this and then saying, oh, I drew this. I'm doing this to learn. So I shaded the back and then kind of did a little cartoon on here. And then I used this and the illustration from the book to then sketch this one out. So it's getting better. So if I kept doing this over and over again, my tree is going to get better and better as I go. That is inevitable. Now I can't find the other one. But anyway, this is better than the first one. So if I had kept progressing, it would continue to get better. So then what I did next was I looked at some of these bigger branches and I decided to simplify and just draw out some of these lines, and that's kind of like what I did here. So here, and some of these like more curved lines. And so what I think I'm going to do here is distill this even more, and I am looking at this line here, and I'm looking at this crossover, and then these line, which I'm exaggerating now their size, right? So I've kind of like cropped this and put it here. And I'm gonna take my graphite stick, water-soluble graphite stick. This is an 8B, it's quite dark. But we're just going to then trace these lines. And I'm just moving around the page. And it does not have to be perfect by any means. And then I will take a flat brush and some water and then darken those lines and move that a bit. And that is it. So I'm just kind of like distilling my drawing. Okay, so next I'm taking those same lines and I've just taped these pages down so I could have a little bit of a border when I'm done. So I've sketched out the same lines. I did this so I don't have to keep flipping back and forth between pages, but I'm gonna do this twice and just kind of give myself a little roadmap. And then I'm gonna try this out with some ink. So I am first using just some carbon black acrylic ink, and I'm going to use a brush first to just put down a little bit of color, and then I also have a skewer which I'm going to use to move the paint around. So take a tiny bit of black. Oops. And put a little bit of water. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of trace these lines. And I'll use that there. And then I'm going to just dip this in here and kind of follow those lines, or the movement of the lines, the directions. So my goal in all of this is to build my observation skills and become more aware of my surroundings and to interpret that through some abstraction. All right, so this time, this was just with black ink. This time I'm going to use my water-soluble pencil again, the graphite stick. And I'm just doing some messy lines here, it doesn't really matter. And this time I'm going to use a transparent raw umber ink and then use the brush again. Just going to put some droplets of this right on here. Clean my brush. Just going to put that on there and then move it around with the brush. So now that ink is combining with the water-soluble pencil. And then I'm going to take my skewer again and do the same thing I did before.